The harder you chase, the faster they run, and what works instead will completely flip the game. There's a moment most people don't talk about, the moment you realize you're trying harder than the other person. You're the one texting first, making plans, keeping conversations alive, and overthinking every reply. You tell yourself it's effort, but deep down it feels like chasing. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Chasing almost never creates attraction. It quietly destroys it. The more you pursue someone who isn't matching your energy, the more you lower your perceived value. Not because you're not worthy, but because your behavior is signaling that you're trying to earn attention instead of naturally receiving it. So if chasing doesn't work, what does? Let's break it down. Why chasing backfires every time? At first, chasing can feel productive. You're taking initiative, you're showing interest, you're going after what you want. But attraction doesn't work like a job interview. When someone feels like they're being pursued too intensely, especially early on, it creates pressure, and pressure triggers resistance. Instead of thinking, wow, this person really likes me, they start thinking, why are they trying so hard? That subtle shift changes everything. Chasing puts you in a position of imbalance. You become the one investing more, caring more, and waiting more. And in human psychology, the person who invests less often holds more power in the dynamic. That's why chasing doesn't just fail, it flips the entire relationship in the wrong direction. What to do instead? Shift from pursuing to attracting. If chasing pushes people away, attracting pulls them in. But attraction isn't about playing games or pretending you don't care. It's about changing your focus from them to you. When you stop trying to win someone over and start building a life that naturally draws people in, something powerful happens. You become magnetic. Here's how to make that shift in a real, practical way. 1. Reclaim your time and attention. When you're chasing someone, your attention is constantly on them, what they're doing, when they'll reply, how they feel about you. That focus drains your energy and gives them control over your emotions. Instead, redirect that attention back to your own life. Invest in your goals, strengthen your routines, spend time with people who already value you. When your life feels full, you don't have the urge to chase because you're not operating from lack anymore. And ironically, that's when people start noticing you more. 2. Let them come to you. This is where most people struggle. They think, if I stop reaching out, I'll lose them. But the reality is, if someone only stays because you keep pulling them in, they were never truly invested to begin with. When you step back, you create space. And space does two things. It reveals their level of interest, and it gives them the opportunity to miss you. If they reach out, you'll know the interest is real. If they don't, you've just saved yourself time and emotional energy. Either way, you win. 3. Detach from the outcome. Chasing is rooted in attachment, the need for a specific person to respond, reciprocate, or choose you. But that level of attachment creates anxiety, and people can feel it. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're okay no matter what happens. When you adopt that mindset, your interactions become lighter, more confident, and more attractive. You're no longer trying to control the outcome, you're simply experiencing the connection, and that shift makes people feel more comfortable around you. 4. Raise your standards. One of the biggest reasons people chase is because they've placed someone else on a pedestal. They see that person as rare, special, or hard to replace. But when you truly value yourself, your mindset changes. Instead of asking, how do I get them to like me, you start asking, do they even meet my standards? That shift alone transforms your energy. You stop over-investing in people who give you mixed signals. You stop tolerating inconsistency, and you naturally attract people who meet you at your level, because high standards filter out low effort. 5. Communicate with confidence, not neediness. There's a difference between expressing interest and seeking validation. Confident communication is direct, calm, and self-assured. Needy communication feels urgent, pressured, and emotionally dependent. For example, instead of saying, "Why haven't you replied? Did I do something wrong?" you simply continue living your life and respond when they do. You don't chase clarity, you observe behavior, because actions will always tell you more than words ever will. 6. Embrace the power of walking away. This is the ultimate shift. When you stop chasing, you accept that not every connection is meant to work out, and that's not a loss, it's clarity. Walking away isn't about giving up, it's about choosing yourself when something isn't aligned. It sends a powerful message, not just to others, but to yourself. I don't beg for attention. I don't chase inconsistency. I attract what matches me. And that mindset is what truly changes everything. The transformation. When you stop chasing, your entire energy shifts. You become calmer, more confident, more selective. You stop overthinking texts, you stop forcing conversations, you stop proving your worth. And in that space, something unexpected happens. People start leaning in. Not because you changed who you are, but because you stopped trying so hard to be chosen. Chasing comes from fear. The fear of losing someone, missing out, or not being enough. But attraction comes from confidence. The belief that the right people will recognize your value without you having to chase them down. So the next time you feel the urge to pursue, pause, take a step back, and remember, what's meant for you won't require you to run after it. If this changed how you see attraction and relationships, subscribe now, because once you stop chasing, you'll start attracting everything you've been looking for.